Alright, time to talk about the Death Note trailer. Oh, the new Justice League? Spider-Man? Alright, let's just get this out of the way. This Spider-Man looks like it may be the best film version. Partly thanks to Peter looking like a teenager and not a 30-year-old. And I like Tony and Peter's mentor-apprentice relationship. So now that I've jerked off the movie enough, time to nitpick and shit on it. These big-budget summer movies tend to release about 3 or 4 trailers before the movie is out in theaters, in an effort to stay relevant. I mean, it's no coincidence that Justice League comes out and then immediately followed by Spider-Man. Having a second Spider-Man trailer only makes sense for the producers, but as a consumer, it adds nothing. Let's take a look at the first trailer as an example. You get a mix of scenes out of context of Spider-Man in action, Peter and his friend goofing around, Tony giving advice, and establishing the new villain. It honestly feels like everything someone would need to be sold on watching this film. So, what does the second trailer do? Spider-Man in action, Peter is a goof, Tony advises, villain is established. And sure, how much else could be expanded on in a trailer for a possibly only 2-hour movie? Well, that's kind of the point. It only serves to potentially ruin the experience. It expands on the scenes from the first and adds unnecessary scenes that combine to give away major plot points from beginning to end. Marvel isn't the only one guilty of this, but it seems to be a theme with summer blockbusters. I wanted to talk about this trailer in more detail, so enough dancing around. Spoilers! Maybe. So as I mentioned before, we get more of the same of Tony and Ned, and then we get that boat scene from the end of the last trailer, and it definitely left an impression. How will we get out of this one? Well, here comes Iron Man to kill all suspense. And to what end? To show off the new Iron Man suit? Oh boy, we haven't seen that before. That might be bad enough for some people, but the trailer spoils the whole plot in chronological order. Tony tells Peter not to be reckless, Peter acts rashly. Tony takes away the suit, Peter fights the Vulture without it, at some point he gets the suit back with upgrades, and has a rematch with the Vulture. Sure, it's just my assumption, but I've watched other MCU movies and their trailers. It brings up another issue with the Marvel series. All the movies are blending together. World-ending technology in the hands of an underdeveloped, forgettable villain, a friend or family member will need rescuing, and the good guys always win. You might think the Spider-Man character will be what makes the difference. What's a memorable trait? Maybe his quips? Well, that doesn't mean much in this universe of comedians. Even if you don't care about Spider-Man or comic book movies, what I'm trying to get at is no one wants to get through a long weekend to pay $20 for the extended version of the trailer. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, check out some of our other stuff.